Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Always happy to find you here. I'm glad and delighted to keep your company. If you've recently subscribed, it's my pleasure to know you're here, and I hope you stay for a very long time. Bring your family with you next time. I am uploading the next part of Stand Up Against Bullying, particularly in the workplace. You see that? Stand Up Against Bullying. And I want to focus on the boss or the supervisor, particularly the one by which you have more druthers in, meaning you have more knowledge in. Because a lot of times there is a supervisor that they chose that's more politically correct than you are, but you're definitely smarter than, you're definitely more skilled than they are. That person's just a better fit in the boys' club or girls' club or whatever you want to call it. So when you find that you have a boss that now you report to and or you prefer not to report to, but you can't seem to change that line of reporting directly, how to work with the person by which basically you really are smarter than. And because of that, they give you either demeaning assignments or they do what I call passive aggressive methods. And those are the worst. I recall my nephew once sharing with me how in sports, he's a professional athlete, and he's saying that although this is a team sport, every man is for himself, and the passive aggressive one is for no one. And those are the ones that we all want off the team, but there they are in full uniform, suited up. That always stuck with me because it's very difficult to get to the seam of a person, get to the basement of a person, get to the groundwork of a person when they're passive aggressive. Because typically when we think of the word bully, we think of someone bigger than us and stronger than us and can slap us around, and we're afraid of them. In the workplace, that same type of delivery of services within the person, meaning that same type of agitation within the person, comes across differently, even if the person is male, female, quaint, small, whatever. Because what's doing the bullying is the positional authority that they're over you. And I have even heard, just even recently, I heard some say, so what you gonna do? I mean, that right there is an invitation to get confrontational. Really. And then what happens is they look at you when really you have been trying desperately to avoid this. There's nothing worse than the provoking of a person that has not been answered in their complaint all along. Because now they're ready to what I call set it off. Now, that may sound like violent language or whatever. Set it off could be a lot of different things. They don't perform as well. They're not sending your emails. They're going the other way. All these other elements that distance becoming a colleague with a person, especially when you have a boss who is likable but inexperienced in handling such situations. Because the inexperience will make them do nothing. They don't know how to do it. And the last thing a boss would tell you is that they don't know how. Because they want to all appear that they do know how. And this is why I say the last few letters in the word bullying is lying, L-Y-N-G. Half of the time, unfortunately, they are lying about the facts of the situation by determined action of not giving you the whole situation. So if you don't give me the whole truth, then why are you leaving some parts out? Because they don't look good on you. is a problem. And all of these different workplace agendas that make work unlikable. And no one wants to, if we could all just be a millionaire and never have to work, we do that. But we do. And so here are some ways that bosses bully you. Let's say that they have an issue with you now and they have attitude kind of thing. They can do things like take you off a project, lessen your hours. If you're not guaranteed like 40 hours a week or whatever, 24 hours a week, they'll give you the bare minimum to keep you there. Well, see, this is punitive. This is pay disparity. And this is reportable, and it should be. Because that's retaliation. Now, they'll give every excuse in the world why they did it. The person's performance isn't up to do. Okay, then this is how you coach them back out of that. But why are you changing their pay? Why are you changing their hours? Why are you taking them off of this project? They're capable and all of this. It's just too much. It's just too much. And it comes from the stem of what my channel is about: accountability, behavior, and conduct. They will never be accountable that they did it. Their behavior showed that they did it, and their conduct will make them keep doing it. This is why, to me, I'm getting to the point where this whole system of personnel management needs to change. Because what happens is a boss who has not been corrected, who've only been what I call propagandized. Propagandized means they have been in all the trainings, they know all the lingo, they know all the language, they know the politically correct answers, they speak to an investigator or speak to a complaint or speak to a counsel in such articulate way that you think they never do the thing that got them there by which they're talking about. So it's hard to identify it. This is why if such things occur with you, you need to report it. Now, am I promoting having a workplace like everybody's complaining? No, I am saying to stop such behavior, you need to report it and keep documentation for yourself. And here's another reason why. You don't know how many prior complaints may have come on that same person that you know nothing about, but your complaint adds to building the case against that person. Your such complaint could be the last one for them. Your such complaint could be the one that knocks the needle out of the haystack. You don't know where they are in it. And everything in human resources, personnel management, interorganizational behaviors is kept confidentially. So how would you know? Unless somebody's gossiping about it. But even then, they don't know all the details. So I am saying to you that I hope you don't have an experience at work by which you even need to report anything. But if you do, you need to stand up against bullying. That won't stop the person who's a bully. Because there's one thing I have learned, and it is true, and it's probably not going to change. Just look at Hollywood as a good example. This one thing is true. The bully has always been a bully. They've learned to bully better without easy recognition. So if you don't say anything, they'll only continue. What you should think about, would you want such things to happen to your sister, brother, daughter, son, if they happen to work for such a person? No. So don't take it. Make sure you complain. You file a legitimate, honest, truthful, verifiable, fact-finding complaint. against that person and make sure something is done about something. And hopefully you have an HR like me who would do something about a thing, because this makes the workplace very cantankerous. Bosses who do nothing about it are the worst kind. I don't care how likable that boss is. I recently had a situation where I'm working with someone who is highly likable. Well, everyone likes this person, but they do nothing about something. And the turnover in that department is constantly going, despite the fact that they like this person. They don't like the fact that they can't manage or lead. You absolutely must. You absolutely must. And as I was saying, it won't change the bully, because the bully was always a bully. It'll just make them stop bullying you. And at least to that degree, there's some reprieve for you. Okay? Now they'll continue to snark and they'll continue to do whatever they can to get away with it, because as I said, the bully will never change, unfortunately. And I think my forward progress is working to some degree, in some capacity, to make this lesson, LESSEN, lower, less than, overall, such that people would think twice about it. Because what we're doing now, they don't think twice about it. That's why it continues to grow. Just don't let it grow on you, okay? If you've gotten this far, please click subscribe, please click like, leave a comment. If you've had any, leave a comment, click like, and stay tuned for my final installment of this. I'll see you next time. Bye.